Yes, I've become a vampire. I am immortal and possess supernatural powers. Everyone will fear me as a creature of the night.
Vampires can't eat garlic bread.
Aww. Ah, yes, night is finally here. Come, brothers, the sun may be deadly to us, but now the moon shines overhead. Now is the time to strike.
You know, moonlight is just a reflection of sunlight, so it'll probably have the same effect.
I don't like you.
So, why are you calling me a witch? Thou wast wearing a dress that partially revealed her legs, as only a witch would do. Really? That's what you're basing this on? Questioning the logic of a superior? This woman is a witch! You know, Adam and Eve walked around naked. Were they witches? Slandering biblical characters! This woman is a witch! Wow. It really doesn't matter what I say, does it? You've already decided I'm guilty. The witch can read minds! Hallows Eve is a time of year when the boundary between life and death is at its weakest. Because of this, we have several traditions and ceremonies to prevent the spirits of the dead from causing trouble. I do wonder, sir, do you think people will still commemorate this time of year centuries from now? Oh, I'm sure they will. In their own way. Oh my dear sweet lord, the pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks! Hey, why was the Egyptian ruler so stinky? Because he had bad pheromones. Hey, here's something you might not know about Athena. Did you know that even though she's a virgin goddess, there was one point where she sorta had a child? It's complicated. You see, what happened was at one point Hephaestus had a crush on Athena and tried to get her to sleep with him. She wasn't having it though and fought him off, but in that skirmish, his semen shot onto her thigh. Jeez, Hephaestus. She, of course, wiped it off right away, but it was too late. His semen touching her thigh resulted in that seed growing into a child named Erechthonius. Athena decided she wanted to raise the child, so she stuck the baby in a box and gave it to 3 sisters, telling them never to open it. What a weird way to raise a kid. The sisters didn't listen, though, and opened it anyway. They were horrified to see that the baby was half human, half snake, went insane, and threw themselves off a cliff. Funny thing is, Erechthonius actually grew up to be a very good man and a king, so I guess this was the ideal way to raise a kid. Huh. If Sunday is God's rest day, why is it also the day we go to church and pray to him? Aren't we bothering him on his day off? If Jesus didn't want people to sin, why did he turn water into wine? People tend to be more sinful after drinking wine. If I become a priest, does my father have to call me father? Ah! Yo mama's so fat she flattened Mount Olympus. Yo mama's so ugly, Pan ran away from her. Yo mama's so dumb, the Sphinx refused to give her a riddle. Yo mama's so fat she emptied the Horn of Plenty. Yo mama's so crazy, Eris got a restraining order. Yo mama's so damaged she outdrank Dionysus. Yo mama's so annoying, Narcissus stopped staring at his reflection so he could get away from her. Hey, you know why nobody was impressed by the creature Artemis made? Because it was a huge boar. Fun fact! Did you know that the word hermaphrodite comes from a Greek myth? You see, it's a character named Hermaphroditus. He is the son of Hermes and Aphrodite, and therefore his name is a mixture of their names. Though I don't see that with other characters, but whatever. What happened was, he was a very good-looking boy, and there was a female nymph named Salmachus who wanted him. So she tried to seduce him, but he said, no thanks. So she did what characters in Greek mythology do, and she tried to force herself on him. He fought her, and so she prayed to the gods that they could be joined together forever. And the gods answered her prayer. Really? All the prayers you could have answered, and that was the one? They merged the two together, and Hermaphroditus became a character of both genders. Why did the gods do that? He was a child of 2 of them. Like, seriously? So many questions. You know, these facts aren't always fun, are they? So, you want to be Jewish? Yes, I do. Very well. The first thing we must do is cut your penis. I'm sorry, what? You want to be Jewish, don't you? Well, yeah, but I didn't know it was going to involve sticking a knife in my mini-me. Sounds a little extreme, don't you think?
I understand, but listen. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices in order to prove our dedication to what we believe in. So I need you to ask yourself, is this important to you?
You know what? Let's do it. I have faith in this religion and I want to go all in.
Wonderful! We also don't eat bacon.
I'm out.
Man, I really wonder what it's like to be friends with Hecate, the Greek goddess of magic. I'll bet every moment with her would be whimsical and amazing.
Hecate, it's 3 a.m. Can you please stop?
No talking. Now, is this your card? Come on.
Yes, it is.
Yes! Now pick another one.
No.
Wisdom with Mimir.
When you use a credit card, you're basically saying, well, I don't have enough money to buy this, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. Hopefully this won't backfire.
Hey, why did Cain kill his brother? Because he wasn't able to control himself.
So here's a mythical creature who utterly disturbs me. The Sigbin from Filipino mythology. This creature represents a kind of cross between a hornless goat and a kangaroo. It has a tail that it can use as a whip, cool, and it has 2 big ears that it can clap together like hands, though the reason as to why it would is completely lost on me. These creatures come out at night in order to find victims that they can suck the blood out of for sustenance, or in order to seek out children to rip their hearts out, which they then fashion into amulets. You know, arts and crafts, it's a hobby. When they prowl around, they prefer to walk backwards with their head tucked between their legs. Hey, I don't judge. Apparently, legends also say there are some families who own these things and store them in jars in their houses. What for? Do they have some kind of activity in mind? Oh, and they also smell really bad. You know, because this story wasn't weird enough without that fact.
Seriously, Paris, you could have had any woman you wanted and you had to pick Helen of Sparta?
Well, she's hot.
Yeah, she's also married. You know, to the king of Sparta?
Doesn't make her any less hot.
Paris, do you realize you've started a war? One that will claim the lives of thousands of innocent people?
Well, yeah, but you see, she's really hot.
I don't think you're comprehending just how much damage you've caused.
Well, I don't think you're comprehending just how hot this woman is.
A lot of people these days are claiming that the reason Athena turned Medusa into a monster who turned anyone who looked at her into stone was to protect her and keep her safe. You know, so no man could ever lust after her or assault her again. Like Athena did that to Medusa for Medusa's own good because she wanted Medusa to be safe. Well, I've got one question for people who say that. Why then would Athena later help Perseus kill Medusa, and then take Medusa's lifeless head and stick it on her shield? Why would she do that if she wanted to help Medusa? Doesn't sound very protective to me. Alright, successfully took down the Nemean Lion.
Really? But I heard the skin of the lion could not be pierced.
Indeed, so I squeezed it to death.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the best part is, I removed the skin afterwards and had it made into impenetrable armor that I can wear now.
Wait, but if the skin can't be pierced, how the heck did you get it off the body? And how did you make it into wearable armor without cutting it?
Well,
And no one will notice that.
Fun fact!
Do you know the origins of the cornucopia? It actually comes from Greek mythology, where it is referred to as the Horn of Plenty, and there are a couple different stories as to how it came to be. One such story is that when Zeus was a baby, he was nursed by a magical goat named Amalthea, who provided him with endless nourishment. However, one time when Zeus was playing with the goat, he accidentally broke off one of her horns, which, much like Amalthea, provided endless nourishment and became the Horn of Plenty. The other story is of Heracles and Achilles. Achilles was a river god, and both he and Heracles wanted the same woman, so they decided to wrestle for who would get to marry her. Achilles took the form of a bull, but he lost the fight, and Heracles ripped off one of his horns during the battle, which became the Horn of Plenty. And now you know why there's a big random horn sitting in the middle of your dining room table once a year. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey honey, there was some weird kid at the door trying to keep me from getting in.
Oh yeah, that's our son. I asked him to guard the door.
What? Since when do we have a son?
I just created him. Here, I'll introduce you.
Yeah, about that, I kinda chopped his head off.
What?
While he was blocking the door, I got mad.
So you decapitated a child?
Hey, come on, give me a break. I didn't know it was ours.
But you did know he was a child.
Well, yeah, it'd be hard not to notice that.
So you had no qualms about murdering a child until you found out it was yours?
That is an accurate description of what happened, yes.